Hi guys. Okay, so we have the end of our book. Yay! We're almost done with another book. I'm so excited. Okay, so we have Desmond Cole, Ghost Patrol, The Haunted House Next Door. And I do happen to know that I believe next month's book order, November's book order, has another Desmond Cole book. So if you're really into this and you're like, ooh, I like this book, it's cool, then you can look at that when our next book order comes out. Okay, so we left off on chapter 9. That's page 105. And we are going to keep reading. If you would like, you could grab your little witchy finger out of your Halloween treat bag from your Halloween packet that you picked up at school this weekend. And I am going to read along. And here we go. Chapter 9, Ghost Gunk. So here we are, where the story started. I wish I could say the ghost stayed in the kitchen, or went back to wherever ghosts come from. But we weren't that lucky. The ghost followed us into the den, and that's how I ended up here, hiding behind the brand new sofa, shivering and quivering. Don't judge me, though. You would be hiding too if there was a large, gross, burping ghost floating over your head. The ghost looked like it was really going to be really, really, really sick all over the brand new sofa and me. Blech. So he's hiding behind here. You can see his little shoes sticking out. So you know that he's there. Good thing Desmond was there. That kid wasn't scared at all. He looked up at the ghost and said, "Hello, I'm Desmond Cole, Ghost Patrol. You are in a home that is owned by this human, Andres Medoso." Now we're on page 109. The ghost let out another burp, and this one stank even worse than the last. I covered my nose with my hand, but I could still smell it. That was when the ghost turned its head to look at me. I started to shiver and quiver at top speed. "You own this house?" the ghost asked me in an eerie, raspy voice. A ghost was talking to me. I began. My parents own the house." "Are your parents human?" the ghost asked as it moved closer to me. "Yes, I think so." I looked over to Desmond, who nodded and gave me a duh look, as if to say, "Of course your parents are human." Then the ghost turned back to Desmond. "What did I eat? It looked good, but it makes me feel so bad." "I'm sorry about that," Desmond said. "My mom made it, but it wasn't for you." "Is that what human food always tastes like?" the ghost asked, and it burped again. "No," Desmond said. "Only when my mom makes it." And now we're on page 113, 113. As the ghost hovered above us, I could hear its stomach making the same kind of monster noises my parents' stomachs had made. Desmond cleared his throat. "I know," by the way, clearing your throat is "I know you are not feeling well," he told the ghost, "but I need you to leave this house. Do you have anywhere else to go?" "No," said the ghost. It lowered its ghost eyes. "I move from one house to another all the time. I do not have a home." Well, well, well. I couldn't believe it. I actually started to feel sorry for that ghost because I knew exactly how it felt to move all the time. Now the ghost didn't seem so scary. It just looked sad. Maybe you can stay here in our basement. I did not expect to hear those words come out of my mouth, but they did. I mean, if you promise not to do any spooky stuff like what you did with the silverware and the kitchen table, do you think you cannot do that? That was when the ghost smiled. Yes, yes, thank you, thank you. It looked so happy. It raised its arms to give me I think it's supposed to say a hug, and said, I promise to always be on my best behave. Belch. It was the loudest, ghostliest belch on the planet. It was followed by the ghastliest, grossliest gunk in the universe, and it landed all over our brand new sofa and all over me. Blech. That's a crazy burp. Super gross. Chapter 10, Meet the Ghost Patrol. So chapter 10 starts on page 119. You should be on 119. Turns out the ghost's name is Zax, and he's actually pretty cool. Well, for a ghost. He tries to keep his promise and not scare me, and he never bothers my parents at all. Actually, living with Zax is like having a little brother. He always floats through my walls uninvited, takes my stuff without asking, and reads my books before I'm finished with them. But I don't mind most of the time. Even if I did, I wouldn't say anything. Let me tell you, it's really hard to wash off ghost gunk. It's something I only want to do once. As for Desmond, he's my best friend now, even though he couldn't stop me from being, slimed. He did solve my haunted house problem. Well, my house is still haunted, but now I know it's only because of Zax. Life in Curseville is getting better and better. I have a ghost and a new best friend. Oh yeah, I have a new after-school job too. I joined the Ghost Patrol. Desmond says it's easier with more than one person. Right now, my biggest fear is that my parents will tell me it's time to move again. That would be the worst, because I kind of really like it here. Desmond gets calls all the time from kids who need his help. No, our help. That's what makes Curseville such an unusual place. You never know what's going to happen next. And believe it or not, I like that. So he crossed out the Desmond Cole part and wrote his name, Andres Medoso. Ghost Patrol. No ghosts too tricky. I like it. Oh, that's a good book. I kind of want to read another one in the series. So you're going to need a pencil, and if you want to, this book is yours to keep, by the way. That's one of my favorite things, is that I get to tell you guys, you get to keep the book. Yay! Okay, so the cool thing is about books is that you can add it to your library if you really liked it and you're like, I want to save it. I really liked it. Maybe one day I'll read it again. Put your name in the front cover. That's the cool part about owning a book. You get to say who it belongs to, and so you get to put your name. If you don't want this book anymore, please find someone who you think would like it and say, hey, I'm going to recommend that you read this book. Try it. I think you'll like it, and you can give it to them. So that's the best part, if you're not going to keep a book, is to share it with someone and let someone else love the book. You are now kind of like this book expert of this book. You've read it, and you can recommend it to other people and say, here, try it. I think you might like it. Kind of like if you had really good food somewhere. You're like, oh my gosh, best meal ever. You need to go to this restaurant and try it. It's like a book. It's food for your brain. All right. The last thing we're going to do is you're going to do this last. I just want you to tell me if the prediction came true. So I'm flipping through. There I am. Okay, so last time, chapter 7 and 8, we had to do another prediction, because remember that changes as we read, and I said, I predict that Desmond will save Andres. I thought the ghost was fake, but now I think it is real. So now I just need to say if my prediction came true, and sort of, but I thought the ghost would actually end up leaving, and he's going to stay. So today, writing my date on my paper. Make sure that you're doing this. This is part of 3rd grade. Getting that extra practice, this reading response. It may seem silly, like, oh, why do I have to do this? I don't want to do it. But it's your brain that's making the connection, and you're writing it down. And part of what I like about my job is I get to do a lot of studies about things, and I get to read a lot of books about stuff. In fact, I have one here that I'm reading about reading books. It's this one right here. I'm reading it. You can see, look at all these notes. I'm almost done, by the way. I've got like the last 10 pages because I can't put it down. And it's all about reading and like excitement in reading and how your reading brain works. So part of what I do is I learn the best way to teach you and the best way to help you make connections. And studies show that being able to take information from your brain and put it onto paper is actually really beneficial for your brain, which is why we're doing this. So this is where I get to say my prediction was, and you can say wrong or right, or sort of. I'm going to say sort of right. Sort of right. And then you can tell me why. You could say because and tell me why. I'm just doing a new sentence. I just thought the ghost would leave, but now he is staying and is part of Andres' family. Yay! Smiley face. So the next time I'll just move over to the next page for our new book, but we won't start one until next week. So I hope you enjoyed this book. Remember, it is yours to keep. Yay! If you're not going to keep it, please recommend it to somebody and share it with them. Sharing books is a wonderful thing to do. All right, you guys. Make sure you tell me if your prediction was true or not on this. You can pause the video if you need to be able to write this down in some of my words. If not, you can go ahead and click off and finish this, and then you're done. Yay! Remember, we have that Halloween bookshelf that's up, and you could go and you could pick some read alouds to listen to, or you could just start on your next thing to work on today. All right, guys, you're amazing. I miss you so much. I hope you're having a good day. I'll see you later.